Let's just bring you some breaking news now coming out of Doha, where the Qatar Foreign Ministry spokesman has said about the Gaza ceasefire, we quote, it's based on the agreement between the parties and mediators that the ceasefire in the Gaza Strip will begin at 8:30 a.m. That's local time in Gaza, which is 06:30 GMT on Sunday. So that's just over 18 hours from now on Sunday, the 19th of January. We advise our brothers to take precautions, exercise the utmost caution and await instructions from official sources. That's the Qatar Foreign Ministry speaking there. Let's cross over to Hamda Salou, who's in the Jordanian capital, Amman, and we're reporting from there because Israel has banned Al Jazeera from operating within the borders of Israel. So we have now a very clear timeline and the clock is ticking to that ceasefire.
The clock is certainly ticking, and it's also worth mentioning that the Israeli government passing the ceasefire deal, voting yes last night, was part of expediting this deal, because initially they had said they wanted to vote on it on Saturday night in order to respect those within the right-wing and religious government who were observing the Sabbath. But the Israeli government decided that life-saving measures here were part of the deal, and that's why they worked well into the night Friday evening. And the time announced by mediators is different, of course, than what was reported by Israeli media within the past week. But we were waiting for this time by mediators. But all eyes now are going to be on Gaza to see what the Israeli military is going to do in these final hours, because historically, before any sort of ceasefire deal, the Israeli military pounds the Gaza Strip with all of its might. So there's going to be a lot of fear and anxiety around what kind of military operations they're going to conduct in these final hours, especially in the evening and in the moments leading up to that time, 8:30 a.m. local. So there's going to be a lot of anticipation to see exactly what comes next. The Israeli government had previously said that around Sunday, around 4 p.m. local time, is when the first Israeli captives would be released from Gaza. But make no mistake, this was a long time coming. This ceasefire deal was anticipated for more than a week, and after it was ratified by the Israeli government, we were just waiting for the time that it would commence, which will be 8:30 a.m. local time in Gaza on Sunday.
And of course, Hamda, a great deal of anticipation, certainly for those waiting on both sides for either Palestinian prisoners to be released or Israeli captives also to enter or leave the Gaza Strip. How has the Israeli public, from where you're able to monitor, been dealing with this flow of information, which now leads to a much more definite time about when the ceasefire will happen and what they expect from it?
Well, let's remember that the deal that was agreed upon was a framework that was outlined back in May by outgoing President Joe Biden. The Americans had presented this framework to both sides, but there wasn't any sort of agreement on it. But they are now breathing a sigh of relief. They're saying this deal came too late, but better late than never. So they're anticipating the return of at least 33 captives within the first phase of the deal. And while there is an overwhelming majority among the Israeli public who support this deal, the family members of captives have actually signed several petitions to the government saying that this ceasefire deal needs to go into effect past phase 1 into phase 2 and 3 to ensure that all of the captives are released. And they say that no matter what's in this deal, if it means an end to the war, if it means a return to all of the captives, that the Israeli government should take it and should have taken it a long time ago. But nonetheless, anticipation and a sigh of relief for both people at this hour.
Hamda Salou in Amman for us. Thank you.